Hello and hello to everybody. I'm Ikabu, the EU World of Warplanes Community Manager, and this week's stream is going to basically just standard gameplay with the attrition mode for the new event. I'm going to be doing standard games. If anybody's got any playing requests, feel free to chuck them into chat, and we'll get going what we can with builds and advice. Jumping straight into the gameplay. I'm going to choose a pretty easy to warm up aircraft, which is my nice IL-40P, fully upgraded ground attacker. We're going to see what we can get going on this one in the first game. I'm just going to say hello to everybody in chat. I hope you're all having a good day. Hello Darren and Tanya, Matthias and Dennis, and of course Van the Red in Twitch chat representing. Fortunately, my Discord is misbehaving right now, so I can't check on Discord what's happening. Anybody have any extravagant plans for your weekends?
Attention! You are entering the combat zone. Get ready for battle. Good luck.
As for World of Warplanes on console, there are still no plans yet to release World of Warplanes onto the console.
Show me what you can do.
Hello, Michael. I've just realised the patch will have eaten my controls, so we're going to very quickly assign all of these. Now, we are working on a video to show the way that I set up the joystick in future, so don't worry about that. Extend flaps we have on J2.
Enemy force spotted over the airfield.
Hopefully this will work. Okay. I'm just absent-mindedly walking into the middle of their team. Something that a lot of people don't do when playing ground attacker, it's actually really important to make sure you use your air brakes and maximize the time that you spend shooting and having your guns on target. Just getting bullied by a bot there. Let's quickly move on. Joystick setup guide, we did record most of it today. We've still got some more clips to record, edit and sort out, but it is on the way. If it's popular enough, or if you've got any other videos that you want to see in guides, setup, etc., feel free to request them, and we'll see what we can do, even if it's just other joysticks. Somebody's trying to blow me up. I'm not sure who it is, but they don't like me. Okay, that's slightly awkward. The reason I can't lock onto them. We can now.
The enemy is trying to capture the plant. Don't let them do it.
There we go. We got rid of the guy shooting us. Let's have a look. Hello, Darius. How are you? Just going to quickly check in with Twitch chat, 'cause I know Van the Red was in there for a while, but it's gone very quiet in there. Let me just quickly refresh. refresh that page. At least we do have our mining plant, which is going to help us win this battle. Let's get rid of these rockets and let the next ones respawn. Just going to have a quick check outside of there. Okay, so Twitch is still live and okay, but there's nothing happening on the chat for now, which is strange. Now let's take a diversion towards the mining plant. Is everybody looking forward to the attrition mode this weekend? I know for many people attrition is their favourite game mode. Let's have a look. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, okay, that is a player who is probably going to start dogfighting with his ground attacker. Yep, there he goes. I won't have enough ordnance to get away with taking this thing down, but we'll make a big dent in it. How is everybody in chat doing on this fine day? For those that have just joined in, I'm Ikibu, the World of Warplanes EU Community Manager. If you've got any playing requests, feel free to chuck them in, and I'll do the best I can to show you a basic guide, gameplay style, how they look, etc.
Support will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over. Well done.
There's our Thunder Medal, so that's one token for today already. If we can get another rank for our aircraft performance, we should be able to get the second token for today. I haven't been able to ping you, Angel, because I can't get onto my Discord right now. It should ping automatically in the World of Warplanes Discord, but feel free to poke people otherwise. I'm going to be trying to log in again after this, as it was locked for 60 seconds.
Return into base. Do you copy?
It's the downside of having to share the same computer with multiple people. At the end of every streaming session, you have to log out, log back in, and hopefully you're not logging into somebody else's Discord account. That should be the second token. Yes, the reason I did that was just so as that people wouldn't be upset with the pinging that goes on onto that server. May need to hurry up here. It's my wing legend, so another medal. Another token, sorry.
Air supremacy achieved.
Not a bad way to
Great job today.
not a bad way to
We'll be
start off
waiting
the
for
stream
you
so
back
far.
home.
Has anybody got any playing requests? If not, I'll be jumping in and trying to finish my daily missions until the attrition mode kicks in. So we have a request for a HG3. It's an aircraft I'm not a huge fan of. What tier, Bartek? You have to remember I have a lot of aircraft from the Japanese tech tree at all tiers, so it's somewhat difficult to choose from the really large amount of options. The only premium I don't have, as far as I know, is the Key 94-1, and then otherwise I have every other Japanese aircraft in the game. I can't remember what this mission was. Yeah, defense aircraft kills, assist, and that one. So if we play something tier 4, that should help. It's really basic. 9 or 10 fighter. I'm not a fan of either, but I'll play the tier 10 as this is probably something that not many people get to see. I'm trying to think of what it is that you might mean with the F7F, but I think you're going to struggle. And we want maneuverability. Don't have a whole lot of hit points anyway to begin with. If you'd like to see the Meteor played and roughly how I do so, then feel free to chuck it into chat. I'm happy to play any aircraft. I have nearly all of them in the game. Not quite, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's click apply on that one. We have maximum 1. That will do for that. We definitely want to put in our AA reduction paint scheme on there so as we don't get punished too much. And then nose. I love the flowers on the Japanese paint schemes. Let's go with that one. Let's enter battle. Japanese heavies will be coming hopefully sometime next month, but that's really tentative. There are no 100% concrete plans yet. Things can change very quickly. So, Edwin, would you like me to play the Meteor after this one, or are you okay? Van the Red, chat, Angel. I'm pretty certain, Angel, this is the other Bartek. Okay, no worries. With high tier games, it can take a while for the matchmaker to kick in. We do have the extended matchmaker right now, so you don't get thrown into a PvE battle quite as quickly as you used to. There is an extension where you have 100 seconds, which is standard, but then the other people that you'll pull into your game, they will now wait up to 60 seconds before being pulled into the PvE battle instead of previously up to 30 seconds. Let's have a look. We should be okay if the Starfire can get a jump on us. But anything on that team, if they can shoot us first, we're going to have a bad time. Taylor, I did get the vampire. I believe I finished the vampire mission last week, and I finished the mission for the Heinkel 111. So I now have all of the event aircraft. The only thing I'm missing is the Key 94I.
You are approaching the front
This is an aircraft that's popular with a lot of people, which surprises me because usually some people like this over the Swift. It's not one of my favourites because of the 230 mils. It's a very difficult aircraft to use. It's very fragile. It manoeuvres well, but as you can imagine with those engines on the top, it's very easy to have your engines blown out. That one. Granted, once you've got used to something like the Swift, it's a little bit more forgiving to play something like this. So there's that, lots of firepower once you can get hitting things, but the 230s, just limited to 230s, it can be somewhat difficult to make your hits count with an aircraft like this. So the P1101 is trying to turn fight with me, which it's not the best idea that person has had. His aircraft doesn't turn at this sort of altitude. It turns great at high altitude, but he's turning at my optimum altitude, which is never going to end well. Top-down view is what I'm after. Oh, wow. There we go. Trying to line up that shot to drop them onto his tail. There we go. And we're all good. Oh, no, somebody's about to shoot at us. There's that one. We probably are going to want to try and repair after we've dealt with this next aircraft. If we don't get blown up by him. Because if he does get the hits on us with those 430s, we're going to have a bad day. I can try the vampire later if you want me to. Something as nimble as this J7 is very difficult to hit with these guns. All right, let's take the time to very quickly repair. And then let's have a look at what we've got around us. Can't take on the IL-40. He's just simply got too many hit points for the weaponry that we have on this. Let's deal with this guy first. And then there was a starfire here somewhere. There he is. Hopefully the guy to my left isn't going to notice me. I'm here, and I can save my teammate before it's too late. There we go. And I bought myself just enough time to be able to turn around on this person. And then he turns into me as I try to evade. It was a request, Dimininios. Dimininios, yeah, Dimininios. Hello, how are you doing today? That one. How many people have spent their time very distracted with today's release of the CV rework for World of Warships. Five o'clock and haven't woken up yet. That's living the life right there. Let's have a look at the next ones. Okay, there's something on the airfield which we definitely need to deal with. And then we should probably think about pushing onto that command center. Just checking in with Facebook chat to see if everybody's doing okay over there. I know Facebook chat has its moments where it doesn't want to update or behave. Now, something going to be shooting at us very shortly. I'm not sure what it is, but...
Way to go! Victory is close!
Oh, that would be 30s. Those definitely felt like 30s.
About rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. Support will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over.
Yep, that was the J7 still bullying me. Hello, Bangash. How are you doing today? Managed to capture back the garrison. We might be okay on this map now. We've managed to hold out quite nicely. And kind of feel sorry for our heavy fighter who's pretty much spent his game running away from people shooting at him. Usually the Starfire.
That's it. There's no way to break through for you now. You're on your own.
Glad to see you as well, Bangish. I hope you've had a good day so far. Hit the air brakes. Gone too fast. Much too fast.
Great job today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
Number 1. And let's have a look. Next request was F7F, which we can't do, and then Vampire. I'll say the Heinkel because that came before the Vampire. I can play the Focke-Wulf 252 after the Heinkel. Although I do mean to ask Taylor, which Heinkel? There are a few in the game. I'll play the F7F, but only because Van's really nice. But he meant it to just to watch me struggle. Okay, so the F7F Tiger Cat. I'm not a big fan of this aircraft at all. It's not one of my favorites, not even close. I personally feel that this aircraft doesn't do anything special at the tier that any other aircraft can do. America. Okay. There we go. Nice blue spotted, etc. It's not about not being able to fly the plane. It's about not liking the plane. It's for me, it's a lot like the SE-100. Everybody loves it. Everybody thinks it's great, and it's overpowered, and it's really strong. And I just personally feel there are aircraft at the tier that do the job much better. This thing does not bring anything to the game that isn't already there on other aircraft. Which is odd, because in real life, this is still used, I believe, as a firefighting aircraft to put out a lot of forest fires. It's used to hold a massive amount of water and drop it onto huge wildfires. Gonna quickly reload Facebook while we're loading into the game. It's a very thin aircraft. I will say that. Plus the one of the issues I have with this aircraft is it's very much overshadowed by how good the tier 6 is and how good the tier 8 is. Hiya, Captain. I have played World of Tanks, but you won't see me playing World of Tanks on this channel usually, purely because we have lots of World of Tanks streamers. Now, if World of Tanks want to have me on their channel one day, I'm more than happy to do so. I've played a lot of tanks. A lot of tanks. Scary amount of tanks. But as I'm the World of Warplanes EU Community Manager, World of Warplanes is usually what you'll see me showcasing. Rid of the ground attacker. He's going to do a lot more of that capturing than I think most of his teammates will. Okay, tier 8 game. This is going to be bad times. I won't outrun it at P51H, especially with a broken engine. That's lies. I was very good at playing tanks. Not since the Intel CPU event, when before I started working here. Let's have a look. For a tier 8 game, I definitely need to think more about using my aircraft properly, rather than lazily as I was just doing there. Let's have a look at these ground attackers. That's flying away, and that's flying away. Okay, capture secured. Apologies, I have to move my head because the mic arm's right over somebody's name. So it takes me a little while to look up the names. So somebody requested the Heinkel 111 next. I will play that next for you. I haven't played it myself yet, but for bombing wise, I do have a lot of tips and tricks on how to do it best. And that one. Nope. That's a ground attacker. I didn't realise the Fokker Wolf had turned on me as well. That was unfortunate. Alright, I need to ignore waiting my team to push out of these sectors because yeah, I don't think we're going to break out anytime soon. I've died way too many times that I'm actually going to start hurting my team more than benefit. so let's focus on climbing, get out of our spawn, and try and get to the airfield.
All positions are captured by the enemy.
He
You
says,
must turn
and
the tide of the battle.
I saw that coming. Soon as their team has been able to hold that airfield so comprehensively, and my team seems to be struggling a little bit getting out of their spawn. Killed him a little bit too quick. And my plans to move out of the sector have been ruined a little bit because I need to flip something before the superiority kicks in too much. The reason I carry bombs and rockets on this one is because when it comes to trying to take out ground attackers, this is the only real way to do it.
The enemy force is too strong.
I don't like that aircraft. For me, if you're gonna not take any ordnance on something and go for speed, then you take the Hornet. So the next one was a Heinkel. Just waiting for the hangar to load. All the way to the premium aircraft. I would even say the XP75 is now better than the Tiger Cat, personally. With the changes to the equipment system and progression 2.0, I do think the XP75 is a more capable aircraft. So... Quest for the Heinkel, and oh, the event has kicked in. Actually, which one would I prefer? Yeah, we don't want to reduce our bomb reload time. We want that as much as possible. We don't want to affect too much of that accuracy. But that is something that we would probably want to swap out for more accuracy and going higher. Engine repair and fire, because nobody likes being set on fire. Paint shop, I think I already put the seasonal camo on there. Yep. I'm going to cheat and use some of my free XP to quickly get that next skill. Absolutely vital. Shouldn't take too long to get into a game with this aircraft. So Bangesh, which bomber is it in particular that you're asking about at tier 6? Because they all kind of have very different playstyles. Aerodynamics expert should show on the plane stats. Engine guru, I believe, does as well, but I can't remember. All of the stats should now update in real time. And Facebook chat has still stayed quiet for a while.
You are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
Looks like somebody's struggling to load in. There we go. And for this one, we are going to want to take over this sector. If you're not sure what the sectors are, just hold down F1 at the start and it will show you. That's our stronghold. Our team is really going to struggle to take that if I don't help them. It tells you how many points each sector can give, what they look like, etc. I can't remember what tier battle we were in. We're in a tier 5, so we definitely need to be climbing high. Quite a sizable bomber, and I definitely would not want to be those front two in a flak, heavy sky. Well, the reason I ask is because with tier 6 you've got dive bombing, low altitude bombing, or high altitude bombing. There are very different styles to bomb. They're just going to level out, try and build up some more speed. Need to be very careful on what we're doing. So we don't want to wobble the plane too much. And that is that vicious AA that we that you see kicking in. When you see your crosshair go yellow, that means that your bombs should be doing damage. Drop 2 lots on that to try and get it over and done with quickly. I'm hoping that should actually be... Oh no. It was going to be okay, but the enemy managed to flip one of the sectors quickly. So we'll find another big target. I think all the big targets are gone. Closest we're going to get is this one. What you want to be doing, if you can see this, the aiming point there, is you want to wait until the dot is just about to hit the bottom of that border and then try and drop your bombs within that square. That square will appear when you lock onto your target. As long as you're in range, you can lock onto it. Gunner protection. I don't generally use manual gunner control. I tend to allow my gunners to normally do the job for me. I tend to like my gunners to stay alive. That means they're going to fire a lot more than if they are more prone to injury but do a little bit more damage. You can also get bonus characteristics that can be pretty good when it's protection based equipment. Just looking for a nice pass. When you're in a bomber, you should always think about the direction that you're taking to the target. The reason I'm turning left is because I was only going to get 3 targets in the path that I was currently taking. If I turn left a little bit and then turn right, I should be able to get 4 targets, which is the 4 drops that I have with this bomber. And that means I'm not wasting time turning around using only a partial load, etc. So, as you can see, we can't really do anything, but I'm clicking lock onto target. We are now out of range, so I can't lock onto it, which means I lose the red square. But as soon as that reticle turns yellow, that means I know I should be doing damage to it. And that's when you will see me hitting the air brakes and the flaps, so as that the spread of bombs is as low as possible. I want them very centric in drop pattern. Fortunately, with a bomber like this, they do lots of damage and there are a lot of them in each drop, so it's not too punishing if you miss 1 or 2. The advantage you have to being this high is, of course, you're out of AA range. But you can always get that one person that wants to say hello to you. So, climb up, get some more distance between myself and that heavy bot. Make it as difficult as possible for him to come and get us. Pulling back with boost just so as I can try and pick up some speed without dropping too much altitude, so as he comes in comes to bully us, but I think he's gonna have us. We're simply just too slow and too big of a target for him. We're gonna hit the air brakes, try and get this in time, but I don't think we will. No, we're not. We might have time to drop onto this one though, so we're just gonna drop all the bombs on this and then run away very quickly. Nice little carpet bombing effect going to be happening now. And that's how much spread you get when you're this high and you're boosting. The gun is fine. He's just enjoying some fresh air. Look, the freshest air that there ever was. This is the guy that I always imagined would be the most uncomfortable. There is no way that is a comfortable position. Is that heavy still coming for us? Yeah, he is. Okay. Let's do this. He's fine. He likes brisk air. Okay, so the Blenheim's getting friends. Yeah, we can get the 4 drop there. As you can see, there's that red square. Now we've dropped some altitude. With the red square, you are much better to aim your bombs, because you know when to start dropping and when not to. That was that one, and then the next request was a vampire. This is a very nice bomber. I can see why a lot of people like that. The bombs are very, very effective at destroying those ground targets, even the large ones. Just gotta wait for a small while there. I'm not sure why Auto Mod has picked that one up. Let me just quickly allow it. No World of Warplanes t-shirt. You will usually find Wargaming t-shirts, but by the time I started in my position, I don't imagine there are a lot of World of Warplanes t-shirts out there, but I am on the hunt. Find our vampire. Oh, nope, nope. Here it is. Lots of maneuverability, accuracy, and accuracy on the pilot as well. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long to find a tier 8 game. Nope, there we go. Tier 8 tends to be pretty popular. Well, you see, Graham, the you never know, they may have wanted to go with the thunder and lightning joke. Okay, let's see what we can get.
You are approaching the area
We
of
definitely
combat
want to avoid
operations.
these sectors in this aircraft. This aircraft is many things. Able to take a punch is not one of them. The AA is definitely going to hurt it. I do think that the speed is really good and you could play it to boom and zoom, but the problem I have with it is that the zoom part, the boost, is so short that, yes, it's great. It's almost J8M effective. But you shouldn't be relying on the aircraft to do that one thing if it's very capable at turning as well. The J8M, for instance, you make sure you focus on the zoom and the boom because that is literally all it can do.
Pilots, get ready for action. Let's go.
So here's a question for you, a bit of trivia. Does anybody know why this kind of design was chosen for the Vampire and why it has to be so short? Just for a little bit of aircraft knowledge there for people. Dodge all the AA. We don't want to get hit by too much AA. We definitely didn't want to let that get behind us. Let the guns cool down. Should be a fire. I think that's a fire on him. Yeah, it is.
We've taken over the command center.
I really do like this aircraft. As soon as you learn to aim properly with the guns, making sure you aim a little higher than what it says you should, you will have a lot of good time with this plane. Getting shot at while I'm looking at chat. And the reason I've started to turn now is that I'm actually in the altitude that suits me more than it does him. Unfortunately, there was more than one enemy. Now I'm going to spawn on the airfield. Let's go back to defending the command center. These bombers should capture this as nobody's breaking through to try and take them. The thing, most British aircraft, especially jet engine aircraft, do tend to have their engines popped quite a lot. It's a generally characteristic of most jet aircraft in World of Warplanes. But I'm okay with that because I usually take the engine restarter. There's that one. I'm not too worried about the pancake player. It may sound really arrogant, but it's pretty easy to deal with pancakes when you know how. A lot of people fall into the trap most of the time trying to turn with pancakes and constantly try and turn with them, and then they fall into the trap of braking all of the time and losing too much speed, which is where the pancake thrives. Let's deal with... Okay, let's deal with this first. Ideally, we should be taking on the 262 first to help our teammate. But if this gets to the airfield while we're going to help our teammate, we're in for a bad time. Okay, 262 is coming back. As seen there. Get that the right lead on the guns and we're good. Let the boost regen. Hopefully this is going to go to the middle so I can get the cap points, but I doubt he will. Pair the engines again. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, LA9RD. Flaps, brakes, wait for that top down, and we're good. Oh dear. Now a dead pilot is somewhat more problematic in this, because it means that I'm quite ineffective for a short while. I'm not sure what it is that's lining up behind us. XP-72, okay. We're just going to drag him over our AA a little bit more. Lose a lot of altitude, so as our low altitude AA guns can do a bit more damage once they respawn. We've given our gunner some time, well, our pilot, sorry, to time to respawn. And then the XP-72 is ours. There we go. Next. Broken tail. We can buy it. We can wait a little while before we finish him off. Or the bot can steal it. Or that. That bomber group is going to pick up the points and decimate. We're going to not even bother trying to pick up what points we can. We're going to rush to the middle and see if we can try and capture it. I'm going to get low because it makes it easier to build up some speed and turn more sharply through the AA and evade that AA fire, but we're still going to take quite a lot of damage over this sector if we're here alone. That should help with that one. Quickly get to the next one. That's quite nice. We're going to struggle to get the next target, I think. Oh no, we might be okay. Having to do a lot of wiggling, bopping up and down because we cannot afford to let the AA get a good lead on us. Keep on turning and evading. Hitting the boost just to pick up the speed we're losing by applying flaps and turning this much. I'm not sure what it is that's coming for us, but we can't afford to let that get on us either. We are now in a stage where we're going to have to worry a lot about our energy management and not losing too much speed. I think we just managed to take out his engine, which plays into an advantage for us quite nicely. Hit the air brakes, change the angle of turning. But unfortunately, he got a friend rather quickly. We were very close to being able to take him out pretty nicely there, but the Yak 3 coming in ruined it for us quite a lot. Somehow we still have the airfield. That is a surprise. But my team are unfortunately being punished quite a lot. We're definitely going to lose those points. There we go.
The enemy force is too strong.
That was unfortunate. As soon as we lost the middle and I wasn't able to get out through to capture something that was going to help us keep us sectors, we're always going to be in trouble. And once the vampire, and then it was the 252. I reckon once I've got my vampire a little bit more fully upgraded, I've made sure I've got the pilots trained up properly. I should be okay with it. It should be a far lethal aircraft. We didn't do too bad a job. And then is it a 10? I don't think I've set up my tier 10. Oh no, I have. So we're all good. Maximum 1 and 2 to take advantage of the few 30 mils that it has. We're going to change that to engine restarter. And let's get just straight into the battle and see what happens. This is an aircraft, many people tend to compare it with the Swift because of the 230s. It's also very fast in a straight line, but it does suffer from climbing because of its weight, and it does suffer in turning again because of its weight. $60-something watt, Van der Red.
Ready for battle. Good luck.
It's quite a large engine on the aircraft.
You are approaching the front line. Off we go.
This reminds me very much of the last time that you typed in the wrong window and gave everybody your bank password. I would suggest not to be doing that again. This plane is pretty much 50% engine. Hopefully I'm not going to get punished too badly for turning my my 6 onto an enemy. He's trying to punish me now, though. Missing too many shots. Very wily. I'm not going to bother turning with him. We are definitely going to try and pick that up, though. Dodge that one, and then try and use our altitude advantage to fight with this person. But he is far more maneuverable than us. Our only saving grace is that he's so far out of his comfort zone on altitude speed that it actually moves to our advantage. Just do occasional pokes to see if we can't crit an engine. Or at least an engine surface that slows him down. That'll do. And next one. Except we missed them all. There we go. And try and turn back for the next one. We're not doing too bad right now. Luckily, the enemy is letting us kind of pick them off one by one. Hopefully they don't realize what they're doing wrong and then punish us for it later. Try and not get bomb trapped. Help the teammate with his J7, who is going to be pretty vicious. Interesting. Something said something was on my tail then. I'm not sure what it was, but hopefully it's not still there. Nope, it's still there. Hitting the air brake, so hopefully it overshoots. Okay. It's something that turns quite well because it's not leaving us alone. This is where we're just using our extremely good roll rate to get away from the enemy, and then we're going to slowly try and roll in scissors him. I've lost too much airspeed though. Using that map boundary again to try and get us behind him. We'll see if it worked. Close. Almost. We're nearly there. And there's that Swift that I was talking about. Trying to base on the stall. Okay, there's a second fire. We might be okay now. Yeah, we should be good. Try and rush to help the enemy. The teammate, sorry. Okay, this is not so good. Picking a fight with an LA-15 at this altitude, which is his comfort zone, and we've got no boost and energy left. This was a silly idea. Pick up as much speed as we can and just stay in a straight line. Not moving too much. Not losing too much. Because we cannot afford to stay there. At all. And he looks like he's bullying my teammates. Let's see if we can't help take him out a little bit. I've made the mistake of turning. It's a decision I've made to try and help slow down the enemy from the ground attacker that was trying to get away, but we'll see if it pays off. Just hitting the boost to try and pick up our airspeed. He's got the advantage. We're not going to engage. We know for a fact he's going to win on that fight. Try and get at least a couple of air defense aircraft because that AA is going to really start hurting soon. And maybe? Nope. And get him round again and then pick up him behind the teammate. Well, that didn't end too badly considering it was a huge mistake on the engagement. Try and regenerate a little bit of health before we pick on this person, but I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of time to do that. Not sure what it is that's all the way up there, but it can't be good for me. We had to kind of risk that one. He had the advantage in turn, speed, health. Take him out. Should be a decent trade. That actually didn't cost our team too much. It should have only cost the 1 point versus the 4 that the enemy just lost. We need to look at holding this and swapping between these two sectors to pick off the enemies as they're coming in. This should be able to die to these ones, but we can't afford to lose too many more points. We are behind. Boosting very quickly to get there, but not for too long because we need the boost when we get into the fight. Without it, you're going to have a bad time, especially in this aircraft. Okay, so that's a nice, beautiful view for this plane. And then I ruin it all by not aiming properly. And then, let's see. Use all of our immense speed to kind of carry us through and hopefully not get bomb trapped. That's a good move. And then let's go left. I do love fighters that are able to accelerate and keep the speed, such as this and the Swift. I find their ability to relocate on the map invaluable in engagements and long fights that you get usually in things like attrition. Okay, I thought he was heading towards me, not away from me. That's my excuse for that terrible aiming there. And we're not gonna have enough points. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. But my team seems to be determined to throw away those spawn points. Yep, there it is.
You've done what you could. Go back to base.
We gave it a go. They managed to keep enough sectors towards the end that it really made us suffer. Okay, so that was the last of the plane requests. Does anybody have anything they want to see? On the very least, that you did see the way that I was able to beat the bot, the bot that had the advantage on us. Yeah, I'm happy with the way I managed to outfly both the LA-15 and the Swift. It's a shame we had to lose in the end. One death. So my death only cost the 1 point. But somebody did a lot of dying in that game. What have we got for this one? One of my favourite tier 4s, I think, is still my I-17. It got a very big lease of life in 2.0. Before that, it struggled a lot with altitude fighting. But now that you're able to turn fight, etc., it's pretty good. Yeah, I can play a 262 after this. Because I don't think I'm going to get the chance to get out of battle from this one. Nope, no chance. Let's have a look. We are going to have a hard time this game. That's pretty nasty for our aircraft. That's very nasty for our aircraft, and that's extremely nasty for our aircraft. This one as well, if that person knows how to use those large caliber cannons. Let's have a look. We definitely want to be picking and holding the middle. I know our daily mission is to get air defense aircraft kills, but we'll just have to make do without.
Let's go.
Hello, Delro. How are you? The engine prop is merely because of the recent changes to try and address one of the bugs. It kind of shows the propeller movements as you're flying around. Hiya, Goat. How are you doing? Let's see if we can... Right. We need to look at the air defense aircraft, but we need to make sure we don't turn our back to the multitude of red enemies that are coming. That one's done. The one that we don't want to be picking a fight with because of his rear gunner, but we definitely need to take him out first before he does too much damage to our teammates. Right, okay. That's a good start. Let's roll to try and get some distance without losing speed on this one.
The enemy has gathered forces to attack the command center. Be cautious.
We're going to save our teammate in time. Yep, just. And then boost it to the next enemy engagement. It picked up the air defense aircraft bot, which is very much not great for us. Dodge those large caliber cannons. Those are not great for our plane. We don't have a aircraft surface repair, so we are kind of stuck right now.
Attention
We're having to
all
use
fighters.
our
Enemy
speed
bombers detected
to try and dictate how we turn in this fight. Hopefully the ground target doesn't respawn on us just then. Okay, that one. And then hopefully pick up this next one. Oh, this person knows what they're doing, which was really clever. Using the ground between me and him so as I couldn't get a clear shot. I'm not sure what it is that's coming in, but I don't trust it even a little bit. There we go. SE100 punishing me. I'm doing okay, thank you. It's been a busy day. I did feel somewhat alone in that sector. I think my teammates are only just getting into it now. Let's respawn on the airfield to defend that. We're not going to be able to take out the bomber. We might be able to take out this one, actually. And we have nobody there spawning. Nope, this one. The reason I've chosen this one in the end is because of it's nearly captured. I'm the only one that is going to be spawning here to help defend it. Oh, no, there we go. Somebody just spawned to defend it as well. And these air defense aircrafts, unfortunately, might do that and flip the sector for the enemy. Let's pop the enemy, get them out of the way, and then try and again siege the middle sector and see if we can't pick up the cap pressure. What is that? That's the SE100 again, which we need to deal with and not let him just keep strafing our teammates. But we also need to be very careful not to get behind him. If we get behind him, that rear gunner is going to do a ton of damage, and we're just not going to fare very well from it. Keep my momentum, dodge up that AA a little bit. Yep, there's that SE100 rear gunner that I was talking about that just managed to pick up the kill. Take out one of those rear gunners. AA guns, sorry. Okay, he's trying to pull up so as he gets the rear gunner on me again. Disengage from that fight. We're just going to try and take out a couple of AA guns without killing ourselves or the full target so as that the AA guns don't respawn. Okay, the SE100 is coming back. And there's that rear gunner kill that I was worried about. If my teammates don't start coming to this sector, we are actually just going to lose too many hit points and too many score points trying to hold this. So I'm not going to bother doing that, throwing myself against the enemy and constantly dying. That's not going to help the team at all. I'm now going to try and siege these lower and upper periphery sectors and just leave the SE100 to do his thing because we don't have the heavy fighter support to take him out right now. I know they're there now, but it's a little bit late. Your best bet for that one, Goat, on file pass for a fully clean install, you're going to need to get in touch with support. Okay, Graham, thank you for dropping by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of work day and that your lunch was awesome. I had an amazing pulled pork burger. It was fantastic. And, okay. Looks like we might actually finally capture the middle sector now that I've stopped going there because of lack of assistance. That about sums up. What I'm actually going to do is not go into that sector alone. If you fly out of the sector like this, yes, it's not great in terms of when you kill things counting towards the cap, but it does mean that the air defense aircraft are no longer going to bully us if we stay in there, and I can pick my engagements on the enemy. And hopefully this should do it. Nope, he managed to hit that cannon hit, unfortunately. You can see when the large caliber cannon hit because quarter of my health bar just went boop. sector, lunch fatigue is the best feeling in the world when you're trying to work and you're thinking, I just want a nap. Give me a hammock, a drink with an umbrella in it, and leave me be for a couple of hours. I'm good. Alright, the enemies just respawned. I need to deal with this very quickly. I don't think I'm going to get enough time. We maybe just...
The airfield is ours. Utilize this advantage.
That was very much just.
The enemy has captured the command center. Don't let them gain a foothold.
So the command center will capture the airfield? Yes. Take off the boost to build up a little bit more energy. Checking on Facebook chat and everybody's quiet on there. And Twitch chat is still fairly quiet on there. I do love the snake nose art on this one. It goes very well with most of the paint schemes. I'm going to try and hit the deck pretty low on this one, just because it means that the AA guns are going to struggle to shoot at me then. The downside means, of course, that the enemies do have the jump on me and are able to bully me from higher altitudes. Quickly get back down again below the AA fire. I'm making a huge risk here. Climbing in a straight line, almost stalling with the AA fire on me. Let's have a look at what we've got. Pull up and climb. Think I'm going to be able to help a teammate, but I'm not sure. No, there's that Hurricane 2D again. And the only reason I'm going to try and shoot him here is that if we can make him panic a little bit, we might stand a better chance of saving my teammate. It's not going to work. Oh no, it worked. And there's that pop. That was foolish. I thought to be able to finish him off on his low hit points with his cannon overheated, but that was silly of me. SE-100 is there. Should get swarmed, I believe, with the multi-roll, the heavy. But we'll see what happens with the engagement there. I'm going to spawn on the north field to try and defend it from the enemies who will probably be attacking. There's that awesome sound of the bombers now, flying past enemies.
Shape up. This is our last chance.
And we can now dive on the enemy. Finally got the lead right on those cannons. Short firing range, short firing duration, sorry. But they do plenty of damage if you can get them on the target. Pick up the F2A.
Don't let them reach their target.
We are making our kills count for a lot more than the enemies right now because of the amount of sectors we hold, which happens in attrition. That's a nice start, and then I believe that may be enough to win if we can get 1 or 2 more kills. Depending on if the enemy captures that next sector. 1 more. Just the 1. Okay, even if we lose planes now, oh no, there you go. Even if we lose planes now, we won't lose any points. Boop. The enemy's holding steadfast. They're determined. We've lost 3 aircraft to their 1. 4 aircraft to their 1.
The operation will be over soon. Be ready to return.
There you go. Somebody's internet famous. And that was very silly, going for that ram attack, but I knew if both of us died, we would still win. So, internet famous, hi! And then there was a request for the 262. Just waiting for the hangar to load once more. This is my last plane request. If anybody's got any requests, throw them into the chat now. To the left for the 262. I'm not sure what our community goal is this week, actually. Managed to earn a nice one on that one. Our goal is, collect so many amounts of materials. So people farming materials on ground attackers are going to help get this progression up quite nicely. Of course, shiny paint for the extra cruise speed. Always the way to go. Any yak. Do you have a tier preference on the yak? Does it have to start with yak, or can it move on to the I series as well, yaks? I do wonder what those service personnel were eating for breakfast, because that is not a light bomb that they're holding non-chantedly, lifting it over their heads. We got this. Maybe they just had lots and lots of Weetabix. Healthy diet. Spinach. There you go. Spinach. It's a spinach advert. Eat all your greens and you can lift huge bombs too. Bonjour, Oliver. How are you? Oh, Olivier, sorry. Pretty nice map for us. Lots of headroom, ability to move around the map. There's Tiger Blast again, so it makes me think Tiger Blast is watching the stream, maybe. .262, of course, an iconic aircraft in World War II. The immensely powerful, extremely fast aircraft. In this game, it's great in straight lines, immense amounts of firepower, lots and lots of speed and climbing. But don't try and turn with it. If you turn with it, you're going to have a bad time. And of course, it looks even shinier. Shiny camo is the way forward. The Discord server you will be able to find from the forums, and then you can assign yourself to the EU region. It's run by Wargaming staff, and it's got everybody from NA, other regions, and the EU in there. Missing all my hits. Not applying my flaps too much. Although, it looks like he's out-turning us. There we go. And then we miss all the hits anyway. Okay, let's disengage from that. That's just an exercise in futility right now. at missing all of the hits. This is pretty bad right now. Okay, let's try again. Nice, straight aiming. Yay, we hit something. It counted. Oh, even if it was only on 1 hit points. It counted. Okay, he's finished. Let's get to the next sector really quickly. This is silly. This is silly. Get some climbing done. Luckily, that person didn't know or wasn't paying too much of attention and tried to outrun us instead of turning on us. If he turned on us, we were going to have a bad time. There you go. He was fortunately for us not at the keyboard. And time to bail. Definitely time to bail. Because the enemy wasn't happy with our a strafing pass on them. Understandably so. We did shoot at him once or twice. I should help the teammate who was helping us, but we still need to disengage because there's somebody behind us. And still need to disengage because he's still behind us. It's the I-260, so probably less straight lines and more rotating. And the reason I had to be very careful when I chose to stall then is because of that. That large caliber cannon that he is able to pick up. Now, I was hoping that the person that was behind him was going to stay and take him out, but it didn't. He managed to stall out just in enough time. Let's respawn on there and then see if we can't deal with him. This fighter, I thought was going to stay behind him, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. Pick up the... Ah, okay. 109Z. We should be able to take that, okay. I was hoping we'd be able to get the cheeky rocket kill. No luck. Maybe next time. Bit of lag going on there. Yep. Turning with this aircraft because heavies you can usually turn within a heavy. Not all the time, but if you know what you're doing, it's usually pretty safe. Boosting away. And can we bully the poor yak? That would be a yes. Keep boosting away again, because I know for a fact there's going to be something behind us very soon. Trying to figure out where the enemy's going to be turning. Oh, he's going to do it. There we go. He was nearly going to get us to shoot past him. But we know that trick. We know that trick. Did I do enough to help capture it? No. But it should be enough to help my team try and take it over. I know most of them are here. Oh, okay, yeah. Most of them are here. I wasn't sure if that was a fighter or not. If it's a ground attacker, the ground attacker is actually going to have a very bad time soon. Oh, no. Ground attacker hero. I love the 262, if you're here, sniper. It is still one of my favorite aircraft in the game. Oh, nope. I didn't realize that there was a heavy fighter there as well. I thought it was just rear gunner fire. That was my bad. Okay, bomber should be going for that one. Bomber should be going for that one. Quickly try and respawn on there, and then take out the Tiger Blast person again. It does explain why we're outnumbered, though. We're not going to have enough time to go and intercept the bombers. We've died too frequently, so our spawn timer has increased. And we're not going to have enough time to get onto the airfield either. And those bombers should flip the sector, I believe. And let's quickly try to take out the Hornet. That helps with that one. Not sure what it is, so there's that one, and then sorry, itchy face, hitting the mic with my arm. Going to try and maybe deal with a couple of these bombers before we go for any of the enemy aircraft. That hopefully should buy us enough time that I don't need to worry about them flipping this sector now, and I can now go for the enemies. It's a very close battle. Okay, what we're going to do is be really cheap and try and take out these ground attackers.
The threat to the complex eliminated. Way to go! Pilot, we are losing the initiative.
Missed all the shots trying to lead too much. That should help nicely. You're welcome, Comey. Yeah, if I don't talk enough about what I'm doing, feel free to say. It's a bad habit where I normally play really quietly. Okay, I'm going to need to be very careful about this one because he does outturn us. Okay, he's definitely just trying to bait us into a fight now. Yep, there we go. Didn't realize it was the BVP and the 1056. My teammate was too busy trying to shoot what was in front of me instead of what was behind me, unfortunately. That's not great. I now leave the fate of this battle in my teammates' hands because I would definitely won't respawn in time. Oh, no. Oh, just one. This should be the one. They should be able to take out that one. There we go.
Head back home.
Number one. There was a 262. Made the mistake of turning with a 1056, but I didn't realise the BVP was there behind me at the same time. I thought it was a ground attacker, which is my bad. And that was the last request, so if anybody's got any requests on an aircraft to choose, feel free to do so now. Tornado it is. I do love the Tornado. Now, do you want the Tornado with the good engine, or do you want the Tornado with the sexy engine? Top config on the Tornado. Yep, I can do that. Too far. There we go. Again, I've said this before to people. The reason that I ask the question on whether it's the top engine or the sexy engine, this is by far the top engine, but there's something about this, the bottom scoop radial engine, that I just love. The sorry, not radial engine, the bottom intake like that. I absolutely love that look of engine. I use this paint scheme just because I love the armor plating on the front wings and on the canopy and joint to the tail. I've taken lots of aiming increasing because, trust me, you're going to need a lot in this aircraft, and otherwise it's pretty much a no-brainer. You just concentrate on your massive amount of firepower you have on this platform and your ability to just boost and get around the map so quickly at tier 6. Yeah, I love the Vulture engine, I really do. One of my favourite mods of the game is where you have the top engine equipped, but it actually uses the model, the visual model of the second top engine. For me, I do like things like that. Of course, I don't run mods because mods are very iffy when it comes to World of Warplanes. They can have unforeseen side effects on your game. Let's see what we can do on this one. We're going to pretty much be going to the military base and staying there all game. This is going to be our home now. I do miss being able to look around my aircraft at the start on the countdown timer. So those are the armor plating that I was talking about. For people who know how I played in the past, I love shiny things. I'm a giant magpie. If it's shiny, I want it on my plane. I love the sound of the engine. There's that insane climb performance that you have with this aircraft and this engine. I'm using a Logitech 3D Pro. So it's the wired version. It's just a standard, I say standard, it's one of the standard Logitech joysticks that you can get. Random falling bombs? Yeah, those, not random. Those are falling bombs from the bomber above me, I believe. Nope, heavy fighter. But it's fairly basic. I like it because of the button layout that it has. It's very simple. It's very easy to use and set up. I did look at a Thrustmaster previously, but I don't like the button config layout on those aircraft. Oh, quickly put out the fire. Broken wing means we can't roll out of the head-on engagement. It's very bad when you've got two heavies like that facing you. Disappeared all our cat performance. So those two heavies are still there. That's not good. Two heavies are chasing down our heavy. Our heavy's finally intercepting. The other two heavies are finally coming into the engagement. But he did a good job. Got the job done. Got the capture point.
military base.
And now we basically want to hold this as much as possible because this thing is going to apply constant cap pressure on the enemy, which is very important in attrition. The more capture points that you have, the more points you score per kill, and you wear down the enemy tickets faster. Oh, he knows. I was going to try and rocket him, but he knew what was coming and started evading. I think that fire should be enough to cause a lot of damage. Nope, let's put out the fire. And then this is where I get to show off the amazing boost. Oh, that's getting close though. Trying to unstall. Not sure what it is, but we don't want to be up here dealing with it at this in this aircraft.
Our military base is launching strikes on the enemy. This will make things easier for you.
Trying to help the teammate in the heavy. Possibly going to get punished by the enemy heavies, but we've done what we can. Secure the kill. There we go. And then mop up this last kill maybe, unless it's a bomber. Yeah, that's that bomber we're trying to climb to. So when you've got a bomber like this, that's really high, you're going to struggle to climb to them. You can't boost up to them in one go. What you need to do is actually put your pitch up value at about 5 to 10%. As you can see, I'm gaining speed while also climbing. While I'm climbing like this and gaining energy, I'm actually allowing my engine to also regenerate. Now, I'm not going to chase him to the corner of the map. I'm just going to slowly yaw out of the way and worry about the next engagement. But I'm going to be concentrating on slowly gathering up altitude and speed so that I'm not going to get surprised when that bomber comes back. And then boosting up once more. Unfortunately, we are very much out of our comfort zone at this altitude, and that 109F isn't. I'm just going to point up, and we're going to try... No. We got picked out there because we were out of our comfort zone. We were close to stalling, and then the two players and the fighters who are in their element did the right thing by picking me up because they knew I couldn't compete with them up there. My heavy fighters did end up chasing the bomber, which really hurt us there in that engagement. Quickly pick up this SE-100. And I'm not sure what this is, but I think it's a heavy. No, not a heavy. Not going to bother too much about that bomber because I think the heavy's keeping him busy, so we're going to drop a little bit of altitude and go to capture this military base. Again, applies constant pressure, so we definitely want to keep a hold of this as much as we can. That target first. He's behind, but looks like he's fairly free to be engaged upon without too much of a consequence. We do unfortunately have a little bit of a bug where the enemy has a cloaking device.
The enemy is launching rockets at us.
Should be able to guess where to fire at him. I've done it often enough. I say should. There we go. Just there. Ha ha! To you and your cheats. I'm going to deal with this guy first because he turns better than we do. Then we're going to try and pick up this multi-role that was behind a teammate. Who He's got the same idea and he's trying to pick us up, I think. Okay. Hit the brakes and pull up. Not too much. Ta-da! And we managed to stay alive just long enough. A nice carry there, I feel. Wasn't too bad. Okay, I believe I have time for one more playing request if anybody has one. No requests coming in just yet. There we go. J7W3. Do I have this one kitted out? I think I do. Yes, I do. This was an aircraft I had a lot of problems grinding towards in 1.9. When it was very much the high altitude fighting game, this thing suffered a lot from trying to climb and compete with things. Luckily, with the cannon changes that came in, it meant that you could compete with heavy fighters in a head-on, which was absolutely phenomenal. But still, trying to climb with them, and if you had to concentrate a lot, because if you got caught out, that was it. Your game was ruined. Interestingly, in real life, though, the J7s were perceived as higher altitude fighters and interceptors for bombers. Fairly decent map. That Yak 30 is going to bully us no end.
Attention. You are entering the
LA 160 is going to be an issue.
Good luck.
Maybe that. We should be able to outturn that, but the Yak 30 and the LA 160 are going to be probably our biggest threats. And if we don't deal with this person, that person's rear gun is going to be a real problem. Huge bombs on this multi-roll, so we're going to drop them over on the air target, and then we're actually going to go to the stronghold at the north, and the reason for that is we were going to want to try and deal with their ground attacker early. Absolutely insane firepower on this thing. When you can aim with it, though. You've got to aim with it. It's really important with the guns. There's that one done. And then let's hold down Alt and see if we can't see where that enemy ground attack is turning up. Can't see anything for now, so hopefully it means that they went south rather than coming north. But at the very least, if I go this way, I can provide a little air cover for my ground attackers as well. And there's that head-on firepower I was talking about, which is absolutely insane. The enemy might have more hit points than you. They might be a little bit better armored than you, but you got much bigger guns. Okay, there's the ground attacker that I was fearful of, but we can't let this thing behind our teammate or us. Missing all the shots until we can close that distance. There we go. And I think that ground attacker isn't happy at us, but we'll see. Oh no, he's shooting the other ground attackers.
Bomber squadron detected. Engage them immediately.
He turned out of the way of our bombs, unfortunately. And our pilot being dead means that these rounds really do spray and pray. Try and help pick up the next sector, maybe? We'll see. The only reason I'm trying to rush for this one is for some reason our bomber group is going to this one instead of going for theirs, which really puts it as a disadvantage. Come on, just a bit more. Just a bit more. Nope, no joy. So something is coming in to shoot at us. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not happy. We'll take that though. That's a nice. That's nice. Oh, didn't expect the rockets. I keep forgetting bots can fire rockets. So here's me thinking, I can do a head-on. I've got this. It's fine. Rockets to the face. I go with rapid fire on the 262. Now, a lot of people I know do go with increased range for the increased accuracy. Because with the rapid fire, you do sacrifice a lot of accuracy, which makes a lot of problems. A lot of it comes down to if you're able to compensate for a lot of the accuracy issues on the 262, then rapid fire is absolutely phenomenal. It puts so much damage out so quickly, but of course you really do need to be quite accustomed to the guns. This is not good. This is really not good. We need to try and pick out one, get this sector back very quickly. And then next one. Let's go. Should have enough ordnance to help take out a big-ish ground target, maybe. This one will do. I'm not sure if it's enough. Not quite enough. But hopefully enough to speed up my my teammates capturing it. We are... It definitely looks like we're going to lose this game, unfortunately. Trying to get those shells to drop at extreme ranges when they're so slow, low velocity takes some practice. I wasn't sure where he was going to turn. Now he should have his friend turning with him. I do have the minor advantage, not for much longer. Hopefully the AA can do a job. Now we're just on the cusp of my optimal turning altitude, so this suits me very, very well. But he's got a teammate who's going to shoot me. That would be a Starfire, maybe? I'm not sure what that is, but that might actually be the guy turning around. Yes, that was his teammate, the AK-30. So the AK-30 and the 1101 are working well together. At least we're going to flip this sector, which is nice. That means we're not going to lose too many points now when it comes to killing the enemy. That's good, and that's good. We are in a really strong position right now. If we can hold on to those 2 command centers now, we should actually be really solid. Let's have a look. What are those that are down there? Multi-rolls and lights. Try and help deal with these planes that are shooting teammates. Missing all the shots. At least we didn't miss that one though. Quick, guns cool down. Cool down faster. Cool down faster. That might be the last bomber flight I think the enemy that had. I think that was the last one. We're still losing way too many aircraft. Let's have a look. So this will be my last game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's quickly look at that one. Trying to boost to catch up, but I don't think it's going to work. Not sure what that bot's doing, but it definitely is baiting me out quite a lot right now.
The enemy has gathered forces to attack the command center. Be cautious.
No, I could have done better when engaging that 1101, possibly with his teammate there. But there is only so much you can do. Oh no, they did have that second bomber.
Enemy bombers inbound. Don't let them reach their target. Shape up. This is our last chance.
We actually might, if we can avoid anybody dying right now, we might stand an amazing, surprising chance. He says, and then rams the enemy. Oh no. No, no, that might have worked. So close. So close. No, there we go. There's the loss, unfortunately.
Turn back. The enemy force
One kill shot. So that wasn't too bad. Their flight definitely worked well together. And we suffered a little bit. So I just want to go with this one. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. Have some awesome games during this weekend's attrition mode and special event. I hope you all get the loot crates that you're all looking for. And after that, I hope to catch you in the skies and have a nice weekend. Bye.